1/8. Number 1 is asking you to find the perimeter. So let's do that. Now the perimeter is the distance around the outside. So what we need to do is find the other pieces. Opposite sides are equal because that's what these dashes mean. It means those sides are equal. So this is 19 and this is 8. Now you just add them all up and you get 54. So let's type that in. So type in 54 and that's number 1. Number 2, it is asking you to find the circumference of circle C. So let's do that. Now the circumference is the distance around the outside. Think of if you measured the crust of a pizza. So the formula for that is circumference equals pi times the diameter. Since you're given the diameter, you'll just put 8 next to pi. So 8 pi is your circumference. So let's type it in. It tells you to put the answer in terms of pi, so you just type in 8 and then pi. And that's number 2. Number 3, graph the following figure in the coordinate plane and then find its perimeter. So for x we have 0, 1, y we have 4, -2, and z is -5, -2. It looks like that might be b. Here's 0, 1, here's 4, -2 for y, and -5, -2 for z, so it would be b. Now let's find the perimeter. So that means we need to find the distance all the way around. So we got to find the length of each of the sides. So that's zx, xy, and zy. So starting with xy, we got to use the coordinates x and y and use the distance formula. So substituting in the x values of 4 and 0, y values of -2, and then -1, we subtract and square it. So 4 minus 0 is 4 squared. -2 minus 1 would be -3 squared. 4 squared is 16. -3 squared is 9. 16 plus 9 is 25, and the square root of 25 is 5. So the length of xy is 5. Now we need to find the other two lengths. xz, we'll use the coordinates x and z, and we'll do the same thing. Put in the x coordinates of -5 and 0 and square that, and the y coordinates of -2 minus 1 and square that. So -5 minus 0 is -5, -2 minus 1 is -3 squared. So now we square them, you get -5 squared is 25, -3 squared is 9. 25 plus 9 is square root of 34, which is approximately 5.8. Now let's find the third length. The length of yz is easy to find. We can just count the spaces, so counting over the spaces, it has a length of 9. So that one was easy to find. Now we just add up our three lengths of 5, 5.8, and 9, and we get 19.8. So let's type it in. Remember it says to round to one decimal place, so we have 19.8. And that's number 3. Number 4, find the area of the rectangle with given base and height. The formula for the area of a rectangle is base times the height, but they need to be in the same units, and it wants it in feet. So we got to convert 4 inches to feet. Now we know there's 12 inches in a foot, but to turn 4 inches into feet, we got to divide 4 by 12. So 4 divided by 12 is 1/3. So now we multiply 1/3 by 8, we get 8/3 as my simplified fraction. And that's number 4. Number 5, it says, what is the area of a section of pavement that is 20 feet wide and 90 yards long? And give your answer in square feet. So we got to convert yards into feet, so let's do that. So there's 3 feet in the yard, so we do 3 feet times 90 to get 270 feet, and then you multiply 270 by 20, and that gives you an area of 5,400, so let's type it in. So we have 5,400 for for number 5. Number 6 says to find the area of the circle. So let's do that. The formula for the area of a circle is A equals pi r squared, r being the radius. Our radius is 9, so 9 squared times pi would be 81 pi. Remember, it wants our answer in terms of pi, so we leave it with pi. So we type that in. So we type in 81 pi, and that's the answer for number 6. Number 7 says find the area of the shaded region. Assume that all angles are right angles. So let's take a closer look at that. Okay, so what we need to do is break this apart into smaller pieces that we can find the area of. So I broke this up into 3 pieces. Then now I'm going to fill in the lengths. This is 5 and this is 5 because if this whole piece is 29 and from here to here is 19 plus 5, 5 plus 19 plus 5 give you 29. Or if I add these two up and subtract it from 29, it gives me 5. This piece is 5 because this one's 5. This piece from here to here will be 4 because here from the top all the way to the bottom is 9 and this piece is 5. So this piece plus this piece have to add up to 9 and 5 plus 4 gives you 9. So 5 minus, or the 9 minus 5 will give you 4 for here. So that's this length. Now I can find the area of the pieces. So 4 times 29, 4 is this height and this is the length, gives you 116. These two are going to be 25 because 5 times 5 is 25. Now you add up 25 plus 25 plus 116 to give you the complete area. Doing so gives you 166 meters squared. So let's type it in. Typing in 166, that's the answer for number 7. Number 8, decide whether perimeter or area will be used to find the quantity of hot asphalt needed for a road. Well, the asphalt is the inside portion of the road, and we use area to determine that. Perimeter is the outside length, like the crust of a pizza, so we're going to say area for number 8. Number 9, the area of a 15 centimeter wide rectangle is 270 centimeters squared. What is the length? So let's take a look at it. Well, the area of a rectangle is length times width. The area is 270 and the width is 15. To find the length, you solve for L and you do that by dividing both sides by 15 and you get the length is 18. So that's going to be the answer. So the length is going to be 18. Number 10, find the area of the shaded figure. So let's take a look at it. Now, the shaded figure is a portion of a circle, so we need to use the formula for the area of a circle. So that's pi r squared. So we're going to find it first of the outside piece as if we're going from top to the bottom using the 120. So that's going to be the diameter of 120. So cut that in half, which is 60, and square it, and we get 3,600 pi for the area of this entire large piece. The center white piece, we cut the 60 in half and square it, so there'll be 30 squared, which is 900. Now to find the area of the shaded part, we subtract them. So 3,600 minus 900 gives you 2,700 pi. So let's type that in. So 2,700 pi. And that's number 10. Number 11. A lot is 50 meters by 38 meters, and a house 25 meters by 9 meters is built on the lot. How much area is left over? So let's figure it out. So what we need to do is find the area of each region and subtract. So the area of the outside region, 38 times 50, length times width is area of a rectangle, would be 1,900. Area of the inside region, the house, 25 times 9 would be 225. Subtract them and you get 1,675 for the answer. That's the amount of area left over. So let's type it in. So type in 1675, and area is in units squared, so meters squared would be the choice for that. And that's number 11. Number 12, the endpoints of a diameter of a circle are A and B. Find the area of the circle in terms of pi. So let's take a look at it. So A and B are both coordinates. We need to find the length of A to B because that's the diameter. So using the distance formula, I'll subtract my x's, which is 6 and 1, and subtract my y's, which is 15 and 3. So 6 minus 1 is 5, 15 minus 3 is 12. I square them and I get 5 squared is 25, and 12 squared is 144. Add them up, I get 169. Take the square root, I get 13. So now 13 is the diameter. To find the area, I need to cut that diameter in half to get the radius, and doing that gives me 16.5. So squaring 16.5, because pi r squared is the area of a circle, 6.5 squared is 42.25 pi. So that would be the answer. So it says to type in the decimal for that part of it, but to make sure it's in terms of pi. So 42.25 pi. And that's number 12. Number 13. The surface area of a three-dimensional figure is the sum of the areas of all its surfaces. You can find the surface area by finding the area of a net for the figure. So we first got to determine which of these nets is correct. Now, looking at this shape, it's three-dimensional. We have a front and a back, so two of them that are squares. And we have top, bottom, left, and right for the rectangle, so 4 of them for that. So it's not going to be A because that's 5 of them. Here, if you can visualize folding this up, this won't give you that shape, so it has to be C. So we're going to use that net. So we're going to find the area of that shape. So let's do that. Now this is divided up already for me. I just have to write in the measures from what I'm given. So writing them in, I'm given these pieces here are all 5, but everything else has a length of 3. So each of these here would have 5 times 3 to be 15 here. These two will be 3 times 3, which will be 9. So writing those in, these are all my areas of each of my pieces. Now I just add them all up. So add all 15s up and add 2 9s to it, and it gives me 78, which would be my area. So typing in 78, that's the area of the net. Now it says, what is the surface area of the solid? Well, remember, the area of the net is the surface area. So 78 again. And that's number 13.